Good afternoon. We're back. Well, morning, afternoon. Thank you for joining Tech Stocks and Jobs. This is episode 29, I believe it is. On episode 29. Yep. So, if you don't know about us, we're Women in Linux, where we help get women into tech in terms of from an infrastructure perspective. But in our group, we have men and women in our group, men, women, non-binary, however you want to slice that up. And we also talk about not just infrastructure or just Linux. We talk about um, how to read a job description, resume reviews. We also do one-on-ones as well if you need someone to actually talk to about what your career move should be, so forth and so on. We have weekly meetups on Wednesdays. We were doing Wednesdays and Thursdays, but I'm doing it every other week. So we didn't meet on Thursday this week. We'll meet on Thursday this last week. We'll meet on Thursday this week coming. And we talk about just pretty much everything in regards to what your career focus, what your career track could look like. Now, if you never ever heard of us, I advise you to go to the website, check out our website, womeninlinux.org. If you want to connect with us, you can see here it automatically takes you, have you join up. You'll sign up to Slack, our Slack group. Well, you'll learn about just different things from government contracting, so forth and so on. If you want to contribute to Women in Linux, you don't have to donate with your money. You can donate with your time. You can donate with a podcast. You could chop up videos. You could do a career track. I mean, there's a number of things to do. Also, don't forget the merch. If you want to go in here and hit shop on womeninlinux.org. And then if you hit all products, you have all products here. But there are other products that we have in house, such as Raglans. We also have t-shirts, Women in Linux t-shirts. You've seen me wear some of the t-shirts and some of the Raglans as well. They are unisex, so you don't have to worry about it. But we do have some women fitted sizes for those that have a smaller frame. Um, I don't like the women's sizes sometimes because they just don't fit me right. But again, we have what you want. You know, got what you want, got what you need. All right, so let's get into it. This morning, for tech stocks and jobs, I want to bring up this particular one. This ticker symbol is SCHX. SCHX is the ticker symbol. Here, I want to show what the actual return is on these. So, we're gonna do some. We're gonna probably gonna start off with, just some returns on some things, and then we'll start off, and then we'll roll into some different companies and jobs. All right, but right now, SCHX. And the reason why I show you these is because I want to show you the actual returns that these are getting. Let's see, blow this up some. All right, so as you can see here, in the first year, it was returning 38.85%, and then 18, and 17, and 15. So not a bad ETF to be in. This is a large cap ETF. We should talk about, and I think I have a link here that breaks down the differences between the large cap, the small cap, your equities, and so forth. So I think I have that link on here. If not, I'll make sure I cover that this week. But again, this one is SCHX, and it's returning in a year 38.5, 18.72, 17, and then 15. Now, you can cross-reference that with, if you went to Yahoo Finance. And by no means am I a financial advisor. I just often look for things in places where I could place my money that's going to give me double-digit returns for a long for the long haul. I think I have it in here. Let me double check this. Let me see. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna bring this up next. I'm gonna show you all this next. Um, and you'll get where I'm coming from. All right, so let's go to SCHX, and then let's see what they have listed on here. Not that one, SCH. It's X. Double verify. Make sure I'm saying it right. Yeah, SCHX. There we go. Large cap. Whenever I can find my mouse. Okay, so let's see what they have here on Yahoo Finance as far as performance goes. All right, you can see year to date, the return is 36.57, 3 year 18.71. You can see, I guess this was 1 year, it had returned 42.65. And let me see, let's look at the annual 2019 31.4. 2019, we don't know what it's going to do in 2021, but you can see it 2013 it had a breakout. Let's look at the holdings on this one. Is it based in real estate? We have healthcare, communication services, technology is 25%, consumer defensive, utilities, and then they'll list out the top 10 holdings. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Alphabet Inc. Class C, Berkshire Inc. Class C, Tesla, Nvidia, and JP Morgan Chase. So I don't know if you've been following Apple. I reported this a while ago where Apple was trading sideways between 126 and 129, and it broke out, and now we're at 147. So if you've had your money in Apple the past, I don't know, 6 months, really, it's been great. Microsoft has been great. Amazon has been great, and Google has been great. Microsoft has returned me 73% of my money. Apple has returned me about 45% of my money. Amazon, 50%. And Tesla had a breakout. Well, it's back. I'm gonna say it had a breakout. It dipped and now it's back up. Nvidia, of course, I gotta double check. I think I'm in JP Chase Morgan. I think I am. I gotta double check that one. I don't think I am though. But yeah, these are the top holdings for that one. And this ticker symbol is SCHX. All right. And good morning to everybody. Good morning, Kevin, Sasha, uh, Fuchsia. I hope I'm saying your name right. Vianney. If I said that wrong, put a two in the comment. I apologize. I didn't mean to slaughter that. But nevertheless, you're here, and thank you for coming. All right. So this next ticker symbol we're gonna look at is SCHM. SCHM, and I'm gonna pull that up here. SCHM. And we're also gonna put it up on Swap here. SCHM. All right. So SCHM, this is a mid cap ETF. I want you to notice we went from mid cap to, from large cap to mid cap. And these are things just you need to be aware of because you need to diversify your portfolio when you're holding. I don't know if you ever went into your 401k and it'll say, hey, how much percentage do you want to put into a large cap? How much you want to do into a mid cap? How much you want to do into a REIT or REIT? How much you want to do here, international, so forth and so on. So I'm just showing you the different ones. Like if you needed to diversify your portfolio, here's how you can do that. All right. So this one, let's go to performance on this one, and then we'll hop over to Yahoo Finance. All right. So this one down here, we hop down here, 43.25, 13.47, 13.96, and 13.41. One is the 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and 10 year, respectively. And then let's go look at their holdings on this one. And remember, this ticker symbol is SCHM. All right. So in here, if we look at their holdings, they're in information technology, industrials, consumer discretionary, financials, healthcare, real estate. And so who are they? Who are they holding? They're holding International Flavors and Fragrances, HubSpot, Enphase Energy, Gartner Inc., Albemarle Corp., United Rentals, Cloudflare. I know you've heard of Cloudflare. Burlington, Airbnb, Trimble, Teledyne. Let me see if we got some other ones that MongoDB that you've probably heard of, Biotech Corporation, NetApp, IDEX Corporation, Caesars Entertainment. Let's see if anything else in here that stands out. Burlington, United, Gartner, some pretty big names in there. All right, so now let's go over here to Yahoo Finance and look at this ticker symbol, SCHM. All right, and this is a Schwab mid cap. All right, so with this one, let's go and look at performance. All right, 40% year to date, 3 year 13.3. Year to date, they have here a 50%, well, not year to date, but 1 year, 50.58%, right? So 2019 returned 27, 2020 returned 15.5. So I mean, if you take an average between those two, I mean, you're still getting double digits here when you're looking at that. So we could do 27, what's that, 42, 42 and 2, so around about 21% on an average, or at least at a minimum 20% of your money you're getting back on that one. So that looks like that's a pretty good one. Let's go look at the summary here. Let's look at how it's been moving throughout. That's the 1 month, 6 month, year to date, 1 year. I mean, I like it when the slope goes up. 5 year. Well, of course, this probably March right here, but yeah, and then it bounced back and we're above what it was before, right? So I like this one. I would invest in this one. So I only try to show you things that I would invest in and how it's performing. So um, I like it. All right. So I have an article here, and I called it good info. Why did I call it good info? Let's see. Let me know if they drop a one in the comments and let me know if this is have been helpful for you for tech stocks and jobs. Okay, QYLD. All right, so I invested in QYLD because it says it's these are, I think this one is a covered call, and this one so without me going out and doing options, they automatically do it for you. From what I got, from what the return is supposed to be, is supposed to return you 12% of your money every month, and I covered this before. So QYLD, yeah, it sells covered calls on the NASDAQ 100. QYLD yields 11.84%, roughly 12%, and pays monthly. So you can buy, you know, a few shares if you want to just play with it, like $100, and see if you get 12% of your money back. And it runs every month. And they just went into a little bit about this, but what I wanted to show was this here. It says, want to earn income from big tech? The tech savvy Nasdaq is up 407%, 417% since 2007, 181% for the S&P 500, and 159% for the Russell small caps, and 146% for the Dow. So basically, this is what it's been performing like, and this is all based on from 2007 to now. What the changes in each one of these have looked like, right? So if you're worried about will you get your money back in a month, the goal is what does it look like over time, right? So over time, so basically, what if you played in the stock market in 2007? Of course, you would have had a dip, some dips in there. But what if you just left your money in there for the long haul? What would that look like? All right. All right, so it's hard to ignore, blah blah blah. To go into that, okay, and it's all right here. It says the 5 year chart for QQX with a 23.838K return on 10K investment is 24% higher than QYLD. So they were doing a comparison of this one, QQX, triple Q X. All right, so let's go back to Yahoo Finance and let's go look at that one. Um, and see what's in that one. So finance and triple QX. All right. All right. So it's trading at $29. Let's look at it over a year, and then it's 5 year. All right. I like with slopes. All right. So let's look and see what else is up here. Okay. Let's look and see what they got down here. All right. Six new Ving closed funds announced available on 19A. All right. Cool. That's fine. Let's go back over here. All right. So basically, they're showing that um, global Nasdaq 100 cover call ETF price Nuveen one. Okay, they're doing a comparison of. Okay, so Nuveen over return right here is 22.38, and then if you look at total return for the other one, which is I'm assuming this is the QLD they're probably referring to, Nasdaq Global Nasdaq X covered call. Yep, 17. So basically, you would earn about 4 more thousand over time, right? This is on a 5 year return. So basically, playing in both of those, QILD, which pays monthly, and then QQX, you would earn more with QQX, triple QX. So just something to be aware of. And so then they break this down and show you like uh, in a year what that looks like, in a 3 year what that looks like, in 5 year what this looks like, and then they're just talking about since inception. That's earned 12%, 11.7%, and then this one is earned 9.01%. So I just wanted to show you that, so you can have an idea of like one, what the Nasdaq and S&P 500 and the Russell 2000. I talked about the Russell 2000, 1000, and 3000 before. Good place to invest some money. Once they really, what happens is once a company graduates to the Russell 1000 or 2000, then they look to jump up to the S&P 500. It's really the path there. All right, so let's see. Make sure I covered everything on this one. Yep, and then just start talking about the distributions and what that looks like over the time. All right, so I hope you got a good info out of that one. All right, so now let me make sure I covered everything I want to cover on that. Okay, let's do this one. Here is an explanation. I knew I had one on what is considered a large cap. All right, when we're talking about large cap stocks. So an example would be Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Tesla, Berkshire, A&B, Taiwan Semiconductor, Visa, Johnson and Johnson, Home Depot, PayPal. I think you get the idea of what we're talking about, large caps, Adobe and Nike, right? So then let's go look at some top small cap, and then you can look this stuff up on Investopedia if you want definitions, right? So top small caps for August 2021. Small cap companies are public companies that have market capitalization ranging from 300 million to 2 billion. Since the price shares of these companies can be volatile, some companies in the small cap universe or in the small cap indexes have market have can have market caps higher than this range at any particular time. So then they just talked about what the top five were for 20. What's this 2021? Just August? Not yes, August. Let's go back down here. Let me see. Right here, California Resources Corp, Dynex Capital, Hovanian Enterprises. Hope I said that right. Then they got like the fastest. Let me get off of that right there. Close that down real quick. Fastest growing small caps, Live Oak Bank Shares or Bank Shares, Residence Corporate, and Nautilus Inc. And then they just go on and Deacon post this link so you can read over this. But I just wanted to show you what the difference between a small cap and a large cap was, so you can have an idea of what that looks like. And you can see Marathon Digital, Mara. I think this what is the ticker symbol MARA is under here as well too. All right, so that's good to know. All right, so another one that I wanted to bring up. Let me see if I could just. Let me grab this picture. I was looking at something on Yahoo Finance last night. Going the wrong way to bring this over. All right, and I don't know if you all can see this. Let me kind of double click on that. Can I make that bigger? It's blurry for y'all. I can see it is being blurry, but nevertheless, here we go. Um, that big enough? Yeah, I think that's good. All right, so in this video, and I have the source right here. They talk about what the in this video they talk about what the ultra wealthy are, where they're putting their money at, and what has gained them money over time, right? And so basically, they were saying everything long term. They're looking at long-term investments. But also in this video, they also talk about how the ultra wealthy is also looking to take their liquid cash and roll that into crypto, and where and who are they getting with, like, watch these markets, since they're starting to push regulation in the crypto world. Watch these markets and so forth. But nevertheless, we're not going to talk about that right now. Um, you can see here public market equities, cash and fixed income. And this cash and fixed income can come in multiple ways there. Private equity, real estate, hedge funds, private credits, commodities, and just other things. But I want to show you like the breakdown of how when I always say make your money in tech and then put it other places, and I try to show you about maybe creating your own investment fund where you raise capital to buy a, say you want to buy a plaza that's near your house, or say you want to buy a say you wanted to invest into some public storage units or something like that, or you want to invest in car washes, or you wanted to buy a subdivision. You saw all these big companies, hedge funds, and so forth that were buying whole subdivisions and then renting out houses. So again, when we're talking about that's long term, because there's a partly a 10-year plan, the whole, if not longer, if it's in a 1031 exchange, and we'll talk about that, where they're talking about, how long they're holding this, right? So just think about how to diversify your money when you're looking at this. I hope that helped you out there. All right. So now let's get into the jobs. All right. All right. So I brought this company up before. The company is called eToro. Um, I've spoke on them before. They were part of a SPAC a while back. But oops, did I get the right link? I should have did. But that's okay. We can go to etoro.com and we can go over to here and then hit careers. I don't know if you remember this company, right? eToro is they do blockchain. They do crypto, I should say. And they're hiring. They actually have a massive hiring spree going on. So you can see where they're located across the world. We're going to choose the USA office, but they probably have some other jobs, other technical jobs in other locations. So if you scroll down, back office administrator on the money, in team, back office cashiering specialist, customer experience data management specialist. So it looks like it falls under, the operation, IT specialist, trading, operations, payment processing manager, purchase risk, uh, if you want to get into senior copywriting, if you want to get on the marketing team and so forth, right? But if you go, I think if you went to, I think when I was doing this, I think the Singapore office or the UK office. It might have been Israel. Can't remember. Let me see what comes up here. I think when you just click here and you go down, that's the areas. Yeah, that's the area. Tech support. Let me go to Israel. I think it was Israel that had all the really high end tech jobs. Back end. Yep. Big data, um, cloud, FinOps engineer, cloud integration, compliance back end, so forth, so on. Now, when I'm talking about this, did anybody catch the post that I did in Women in Linux about the high frequency trading? Sasha, I know you caught that. Did you see the numbers on that position? Um, Let me see if I can bring that up um, for that Slack message. And I'm just putting it out there. These are the types of jobs that I'm always referring to. That 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 you need a Linux background in, and it's in jobs. Hold on one second. Let me pull up jobs here and let me scroll up to it, and then I'll bring it over. But basically, the job was paying 850 a year, up to 850 a year. All right, so let me back out of that a little bit. All right, let me bring that over. All right, so here, software engineer, high frequency trading firm based out of Chicago. It's 850,000. And you can see here, if you look at this one, high frequency developer, leading HFT in New York, paying anywhere from 250 to 500,000. It didn't say anything about being a senior. It didn't say anything about being you had to graduate from this Ivy League college or what have you. I'm just pointing out these different jobs that have different set of skills, and I tell you all the time, use your Linux, AWS, some programming and cloud as your foundation in order to get into these jobs, right? So this was on LinkedIn, nothing made up. I screenshotted it because I was like, I don't know, if that job's still gonna be there or not. But you can see high frequency developer. I spoke on this before, but I'll go do a deeper dive probably next week when I get all the research together and all the people that I know that are in the field already that are doing these things. So you can go on LinkedIn. You can look up these jobs. You can look up the company Hunter Bond out of the greater Chicago area. You can look up New York. You could probably also look in North Carolina. That is also a financial district. They're a huge financial district in North Carolina, in the Research Triangle area. When we're talking about this, we're talking about the speed. We're talking about speed here. We're talking about speed and performance is very keen. So that SRE developer, developing applications, so forth. This is where that gets into. And we can look up Hunter Bond as well too. So let me move this out of the screen. And let's type in Hunter Bond just really quick. This is on the fly, so I have not looked up anything. So here we go. Hunter Bond recruitment and financial, and they say search for jobs here. So let's just hit search to see if we get anything back. Okay, yeah, data engineer. It looks like we got some translation here. Is that Euro or French or whatever? I'm not sure. Salesforce project manager, and you can just go again. You just go right to their website and look it up. You don't even have to go on LinkedIn to look it up. And then they have all the job types right here, what they focus on. So um, they focus primarily on trading. All right, so look, there it is right there, up to 850,000. Right, up to. You hardly ever seen a job to say up to 850,000. All right. Cutting edge tech role. You will build out their low latency trading platform and massive distributed research platform, mainly in C plus. You will be part of a high performing engineering researchers, 2 to 7 years of coding experience, previous experience working on build of high throughput and low latency. We talked about throughput this week when we're talking about in the meetup when we were talking about tuning the system. This is what where you will use that tuning at when you need to tune that system. Okay, strong understanding of object oriented principles, basically computer science, software engineers are the company's number one asset. Finance experience is not required. It is not required. Up to 850,000 plus package plus offers of exceptional guaranteed bonus. Exceptional guaranteed bonus, meaning they can't put that number down on what that is. And it's guaranteed on top of what you already have. So here you go. All right. Just throwing that out there. All right. Back to our regular schedule program. Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. All right, so eToro, we went and checked them out with their jobs. And what? Let me go back so we can get back on track. So eToro IPO. All right. So let's see. Only 6 days left to invest. Let's add. Let's jump down here. May 14th. See, I think they already IPO'd for eToro. Will eToro IPO before Robinhood? Again, they're doing crypto. eToro is on the way on its way, and this is December 2020 to the Nasdaq IPO at 5 billion valuation. That's why I mentioned them, and I mentioned them before. The next company that we're gonna look at is Hydro, and I'll tell you what I see in them here whenever I get my mouse. All right, Hydro, HYDRO. All right, this company is in talks of more than it's company that will value the combined company at more than 1 billion. See Bloomberg. See this was reported in June. Bloomberg was exploring options, including an IPO or SPAC with this company that's valued at 1 billion. Hydro last June announced 25 million in finances with a round led by a firm called Catterton, which brought their total to 52 million. Basically, they are income. They said they last month iFit Health, the owner of Nordic acquired fitness training platform Sweat ahead of likely of the IPO. Basically, they're if you check out their stuff, they have workouts for rowing and so forth, right? But that's not why we're here. We're here to look at their careers. Where is that? I thought I just pulled it up. Let me go back. Right here. All right, so their jobs that they have open. Some of them are remote, but look like they're primarily out of Boston. Senior Android developer, senior iOS developer, senior software engineer, cloud, director of content and performance, hydro athlete, travel coordinator, finance. They're looking for an account manager, revenue accounting, and then they have their marketing that they're looking at, and then operations, director of architecture, NetSuite system administrator, product hardware program manager, and senior designer. Right. So let's look at what they're looking for a that's the marketing reverse logistics manager. Let's go here. What are they looking for? Just curious. What is the director of content and performance do? For those that it may not be as technical, right? Um, New to the market, fast growing, blah blah blah. Context. Well, okay, job overview. The director of content and performance will be a visionary talent responsible for guiding the creation of compelling experiences that create deep human connection through the screen. Bring years of experience to bear. The director will work in collaboration along with the performance coaching team and athlete manager to bring forward the best attributes of hydro athletes on camera. Talent management, performance management, content creation, music leadership, and member feedback. And who are we, right? So this is not a technical position per se. Um, Probably need to know some tech skills like, how to scout talent, some technical stuff of how to upload, download, stuff like that, but not when you're sitting on the command line or something like that, right? So that's that. So now let's go look at a senior software engineer cloud. Let's hop down here. So what you'll do, you will have and it may be small, a major role in building our API. You will help shape our architecture and define beautiful functional interfaces. You will interact with the tech stack, which is Node.js on the back end and other AWS-based infrastructure written primarily in TypeScript or I would say our Android, iOS client apps, and a wide range of AWS platforms. And then they talk about having SQL, desire to learn, GitHub pull requests, code reviews, estimation, continuous delivery, branching strategies, 3 years of hands-on coding development, 2 years of API. I don't see anything on here that says, and I could be wrong. Let me scroll up before I say so, where it said you needed to have a degree on this. I don't see anywhere on here where it talks about that. So if you ask me, can you apply? Absolutely. You ask me, should you take a shot? Absolutely. Right. So that is Hydro, right? And you can check out their website. I always advise people to go check out their websites, just to see if you even like what the company is doing. Um, so you can hit shop here and you can look at the products that they're selling, and what their aim is and what their angle is, and the workouts and stuff that they, you know, put together and so forth. Right. All right. So this is gonna be funny. The next company we're gonna look at is BLTS. That is their ticker symbol, BLTS. All right, BLTS. Is that right? Yep, Bright Lights Acquisition Corp. Right. All right, so this one is male grooming startup Manscaped is set to ink to go public in a SPAC called Bright Lights. That's the Bright Lights. This is the SPAC. A deal that's combined with an entity of 1.4 billion. According to Bloomberg, Manscaped is expected to post its annual sales exceeding 275 million. The Manscaped reported in October last year that Manscaped was exploring a sale or fundraising that could value the company at 500 million. Let's go and check out Manscaped. Is the name of the company. It's a startup. I thought you'd find that interesting. I thought it was funny. Here you go. Manscaped for the men, right? We got products on sale and so forth for those that need to get groomed. I should also be promoting I forget his name. Nas backed him, met him. I forget what's his name again? Bevel. Yep. Yep, Bevel. I should promote him too. If you haven't been on that one, I'll pull that up in a minute. But let's scroll down here and let's see if we can get to careers. Let's see if it's down here at the bottom. It's usually where they're at. Military managed orders careers. See? All right. So for their careers, let me blow this up. Front end technology, influencer marketing, customer experience specialist, senior project manager, data analyst, help desk, paid media procurement manager, and so forth. So, again, Manscaped, check them out. Uh, they're set to go public if they haven't already been public yet. But a 1.4 billion for this one. All right. So now the other one that I was talking about was Bevel. I don't know. I think most men are probably familiar with this. Um, Here's Bevel right here. Uh, Founder is black. He moved it to Atlanta. In case you never ever checked it out, Tristan Walker is the founder. Um, Check him out. I think Tristan went to Stanford. I think Tristan went to Stanford. Don't get me in line, but I think he went to Stanford. Founded the company. He talked about his journey in a conference that we were at and how he became who he was. I think he recently sold the company a couple of years back due to like wanting to get into the bigger markets and get the name on the shelf, let's get his name out there and get the product out there. But one of the biggest takeaways was when it came down to, and I don't know if you ever noticed this when you go into stores and you look at products from, and in particular when you're looking at black products, like he was saying was anytime he would look, it would always be at the bottom of the shelf, right? And so he wanted to change, why is all our stuff is always at the bottom of the shelf? What presentation does that look like? Let's bring it up. Why is it at the bottom? Let's change that, right? So check out Bevel as well. Check out Manscaped as well too. Let's I'm see. I will have to look up to see what jobs they have, because let me see, is it on here? Maybe. Yeah, see, no job postings, right? Walker and Company is the person that we're now talking about, the Walker brand. But check him out. Um, he was due to do a line for women as well too. So when it wasn't just men, it was an all overall line of skincare, shavers, and so forth and so on. So check out Bevel if you have not checked that out. All right. So I also wanted to talk about. Let me see. Make sure I'm going down the right one. Yep, yep. All right. So here I want to talk about what the big gainers were and losers for this week. Really, more the gainers. You can look at the losers all you want. All right. So, and I wanted to talk about it because this, I don't think people even recognize some of these companies like Sphere 3D, whose ticker symbol is any, had a 39% gain. Live Ramp had a 25% gain. Switch had a 20% gain. Synaptics had a 16% gain. And then Grid Dynamics had a 16% gain. And this was of this week, 3D top tech gainers, right? So check these companies out. Put them on your watch list. If you never heard of them, I heard of Synaptics. I know what that is. Grid Dynamics. I know that. Live Ramp. I don't know what that is. And we can run through these really, really quickly. We got started late, so I'm give myself another 5 minutes on here, and let me make sure before I start running through these, I got everything I wanted to cover before we run through these. Um, D, you're talking and I can't hear you. Oh, question. Oh, hold on. It's frozen on my screen. I don't see a question. Okay. What's that? Hold on, I'm looking. New to stocks. Just added RH. Is there a better app? Oh, Robinhood. Is there a better app you all prefer for beginning? Coinbase, Webull. Uh, Webull seems what everybody is going, but honestly, if you just want something at your fingertips, Webull works great. But if you want something that's long term, because here's the thing, Webull, Robinhood, some of them don't carry certain stocks, so you wouldn't be able to find them on there. Another one is M1 Finance. I would check them out, but again, you're probably, as you become more advanced and more mature, you're gonna probably want to use something like a Charles Schwab, JP Chase Fidelity, or even New York Life, Mass Mutual, something bigger that those stocks will show up in, because certain stocks don't show up in Robinhood and in Webull. They just don't have them. Um, and there may be some kind of agreement that they have with everybody, for you to show up. I don't know what the agreement is, but I know some stocks I can't find in those apps. So that would be my advice. Short term, like you're doing something, you're just starting to learn. I say give yourself about 3 to 6 months, but you need to start thinking about, okay, how can I set up an IRA or a Roth IRA? Um, how what does that look like? You'll start getting into wanting to put in, say, $500 a month into something that's going to grow over time and so forth. So just something to think about. All right. So, oh yeah. So this is what I wanted to kind of discuss. So I found this interesting. Is the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. It is talking about the household debt and the credit report. And let me see if I can blow this up here so you can see it. It says, according to the quarterly report, total household debt rose by 2.1%, by 313 billion to reach a 14.96 trillion in the second quarter of 2021. Mortgage balances, the largest component of household debt, rose 282, and it says auto loans increased by 33 billion, credit cards ticked up 17 billion, while student loan debt decreased by 14 billion. Right, and so they're just talking about overall what this what these debts look like. I found that interesting when we start talking about what your debt is, what your household debt is, what's going on there, and so forth. And I thought this would be a good website to have when we want to talk about economic research, when they're talking about when the people start talking about facts and figures and stuff like that. This is just a way for you to grab some quick information in order to find out who's doing what, why, when, where, and that's what I use this for. All right, so just a FYI. All right, so let's get back into what we were talking about with this one here. Okay, NEANY. So let's go here to Yahoo Finance. Well, we probably can do it here. Let's go here. ANY. And let's look at that. All right, so let's look at it for one day. See, 5 days. Okay, so that's what they're talking about. Look at that. All right, that big jump there. Right, and I don't know if it went public or something like that. 6 month, yeah, it might have went public or something like that. I'm not sure. But it had a low, and then it jumped up. All right. Let's see. Let's go to news. They should have some news here as to what happened. So okay, Sphere 3D enters a deal for exclusive right to assume Hartford Advisors Bitcoin mining agreements. The share hits a 3-year high, so it's only been around 3 years. All right, so that's what happened with Sphere 3D. And if we go back over here, it jumped up 39%. Let's go look at ramp. And this is why you just do the research. Like, what happened? Why did it do X, Y, and Z? Ramp. And let's go look at it for the 5 days. You can see there's another big jump. 3 month, 6 month. It's been underperforming something. So something happened. So let's go to news. Let's see what the news tell us. Let's see. Form 3 SR Live Holdings. They kept notable movers, ramp, but why? Why did ramp up? Let's look at online. Let's see if they got anything. The biggest gainers and losers, blah blah blah. But they don't tell us why. Live holdings, live ramp holdings was out there. Let's go over here and find out why. So it's a data connectivity platform. Our data connectivity platform gives companies and their partners the power to connect and control active data to transform customer experience. All right. Strong quarter results. Okay, they had some strong quarter results announced. Uh, let's see. Let's see. It said why it was up on Friday. Yeah, why was it up on Friday? Share of LiveRamps rocketed after the company released better than expected earnings. The price jumped up. The stock price was up 17.7%. The shares have been down in recent weeks. It's been a bumpy ride, but the stock is currently up 86% over the last 5 years. The strong earnings results could change investor sentiment in the near term. So there you go. We have some idea. It's been up 86%. That's pretty good over the last few years there. All right. So that one was Live Ramp, and you can hit up Live Ramp. I won't go through their jobs for the sake of time, but you can hit up Live Ramp jobs and check them out. The next one is Switch. SWCH is the ticker symbol. So let's go back over here to finance. It's not up there. Um, go over here. And what I said that was SWCH. SWCH. All right, SWCH. Switch. All right. Let's see what they did this week. All right, so 5 day big jump. All right, let's go and look at why Switch stock soared on Friday. Shares of data center specialist Switch surged on Friday after the company announced second quarter revenue that was well ahead of the analysts' average forecast. Switch posted 147 million in revenue, up 11.6% ahead of last year. All right, so revenue is on that one. The next one is Synaptics, SYNA. Let's go check them out. Probably the same thing. I think these are probably all reports that came out. We can just do a 5 day and see what happened here. So it jumped from 145 to 170. Yep, earnings beat. Yep, price targets. And then the last one is GDYN. And it's probably the same thing. These earning reports came out. And then let's go look at the 5 day. Yep. So it jumped from 21 to a peak of 25.70. And we can go look at the news, Q2 earning revenue. Yep. So if we look at this, Grid Dynamics came out of the quarterly earnings of 10 per share, beating Zacks census of 6 cents a share. The quarter reports represents an earnings of 66.67%. A quarter ago, it expected the company will post 3 cents a share. They ended up posting 5 cents a share. Over the last 4 quarters, the company has surpassed consensus EPS estimates 3 times. So it's posted revenues of 47.68 million for the quarter ending in June 2021, and their estimated 13.83% compares to a year ago 22.37. Right, so they're up. So they're on their way up. So check them out. Put them on your watch list to see what's going on. It says the shares have Grid Dynamic shares have added about 65.3 percent since the beginning of the year versus the 500 gain, S&P 500 gain of 17.2%. So they gain, their return has been up. So check them out, Grid Dynamics. And that ticker symbol for Grid Dynamics was GDYN. All right, let me check this out. It could be a meme stock. Um, yep, yep, long term. Yep, self employment, SEP, SEP, 401k. Yeah, well, there is correlating news on these. They're just, those are reports for earnings, on those. So that's why I went and looked it up and see, like, okay, why did it come up? But yeah, so you can check them out. And these are, they talk about the losers here and so forth. All right, so what we covered today, what we covered today was the difference between a large cap and a small cap. We also went over eToro and the jobs that they have and the different locations. We talked about Hydro. We also talked about Manscaped and Bevel. We also looked at oh yeah, I got one more thing I want to look at. We also looked at, like, how to really diversify your portfolio in terms of what people are actually looking at. And I think Dion posted that source there. Um, let me go. Let me go back. Is the eToro right here? We also looked at eToro, large cap, small cap, male grooming, bevel, manscape. Oh yeah, and QYLD and triple QX on the returns on that. We looked at SCHX is the ticker symbol, and SCHM on what those returns were looking like. So you have four different companies that really were, well, not companies, one, two were ETFs that were returning, large cap and small cap, that were returning good returns. SCHX was the large cap, and we talked about the performance there, and we, what that looked like over time. What is that looking like over time for that? And you can look right here too, right? Um, where they talk about the cumulative returns and annualized returns, right? So you can look and see what that is. The 1 year, the 3 year, the 5 year. How is that looking? And then you can look right here and then show you right here what the money, how much money is actually returning, whether it's outperforming or not performing. All right. And another one is SCHM. We went over that one, and QIOD and triple QX. So for the most part, you have four of those that you can look at. Put them on your watch list and check them out. I showed you what's in those particular ones in terms of the holdings. When you go over here to holdings, check out. You can go on Yahoo Finance and check out, what they're holding. And if you don't want to invest in them, you can see the companies that affect this particular ETF. All right, and what those companies are looking like as far as their performance and so forth. All right, that's all I have for now. See you in an hour, really, at 2 o'clock. Probably push it to, I don't know, depends on how Dee's feeling. But 2 o'clock is when we'll be back. So until then, hold tight. We'll be back. The one at 2 o'clock is gonna be a doozy, so you want to stick around for that one. Be ready for it. Be ready to take notes. All right. See you then.